when I was like 15, 16 that was like, he was like a Crip or whatever.
Cool.
Yeah. And he was actually a nice guy. I liked hanging out with him, especially because he had a car and he would like, give me a ride home. Yeah. Which was nice.
And he'd like make you suck his dick.
Yeah, I would have to suck his dick, to be in the gang.
You gotta suck dick.
He was just a guy in a blue shirt. He wasn't even a Crip. He just
and so like he was the white guy and then the rest of them were like black guys.
Oh, the craziest one according to Chappelle.
Yeah. And they would just walk around the mall. I don't know. That was like mostly what they did as a gang. One time they like sort of implicated me in this like robbery. I had to like participate in like robbing this fucking kid. I was just like waiting on a ride home. I don't know. They're gonna like rob this kid. This plan was retarded. It was basically like
it was a bad plan.
Yeah. He was like, not the guy I was friends with, but his friend. He's like, all right, here's what we gonna do. We gonna roll up, and then I gotta talk to him on the phone, but he can't see me, so it's got to be you going to sell him the ecstasy. And I'm like, what the fuck are you? What? Yeah, you're telling this guy that I'm gonna meet him there, and then you're gonna come rob him. Like, I don't understand why you just don't rob him.
Right.
He's like, no, I need you. Like, it has to be you. So I have to go meet this guy in this like field. And then they're gonna pull a car around, and back, and so like I meet this guy in this field. I'm like, oh hey, like I make a small talk with him. He's got a beer. I'm like, oh, what kind of beer is that? Like just trying to be friendly. I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on. And they like back the car. They start like backing the car, and beep, he like right. Beep, it's not, but it's like fucking. Like the guy turns around. They're like 30, 45 feet away at the end of this like small fielded area. Yeah, and the guy's like. Looking at the car, like he like sees them. And so I'm like,
what is he asking you questions?
No, I played it where I was like, who the fuck is this?
Oh, interesting.
And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, do you know these people or whatever? Like I just turned it on.
Pretty good at crimes.
Yeah. Well, that's why I also asked him what kind of beer it was, so I could take the beer away from him so he couldn't fucking hit me with it or something. So I was like, I did a couple of smart things.
Yeah. That's good. Criminal things.
Yeah. And then so
was he wearing a wire?
Yeah, he was wearing a wire, and I had
a fucking wire.
This guy's wearing a fucking wire.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and then so they walk up. They walk up and like walk past us. They just walk past us standing there. Like, and they have like masks on their face, but the kid sees the guy that called him, and he's like, "Yo, Dale."
Jesus
and then
Christ.
they kind of like stop for a second, and then the guy I was friends with was just like, all right, fuck this. And he like pulls out like one of those mini baseball bats, just starts like wailing on the kid's fucking head.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. And then I just turned to that kid's girlfriend. I'm like, give me the money, I guess. And yeah, we like took their money.
You took the money?
Well, I mean, we came all that way. And they were going to fucking, I was like, I didn't, this was
How much money did you make?
$40 is what they got off that kid.
For that guy having literally bleeding in his brain.
They dinged him a couple times, but he ran off. He was fine.
Yeah. That's hilarious. Yeah. Why the fuck were you implicated? You just hanging out?
I just wanted to ride. I would get rides home from the guy.
Right.
Because I didn't want to take the bus.
Mm-hmm. Did you hang out with him after that?
Yeah, I mean, he still had a car.
Damn, it would have been so easy for you to become a criminal. You were so close.
Well, that's a crime.
Right. Like, but I mean, like,
yeah,
you were close.
Well, and it was funny because that kid was friends with this other guy I know who's not like a thug or whatever, but he is like physically fit and kind of intimidating. Yeah. And that kid like told that other guy that I know, he's like, yeah, these guys robbed me and like, like said my name or whatever. And he's like, yeah, he wouldn't fucking do that. That's not him. And then so like he found out that it was those like the Crip guys or whatever. Right. So he confronted like the head guy, the guy that's like set me up to it. He's like, yo, so this is what I heard happened by this guy. So I'm just letting you know, like, I'm not gonna come looking for you, but if I see you, like, I'm gonna fucking like put you in the hospital. Like,
Jesus
you're gonna be
Christ.
like severely fucked up. You like completely fucked up. You robbed the wrong guy. And this guy was like, man, honestly, I don't want no problems with you. That was entirely Nick. That was 100% Nick's plan. Like,
what?
Yeah. So like, that guy like Antron calls me and he's like, this guy's saying it was like you that did it or whatever.
Jesus Christ,
and I was like, yeah, no, of course it wasn't me. You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, that's what I thought.
Damn, but if that guy's just
that guy was just a complete fucking like coward. He set up this whole fucking plan, didn't want to actually be involved with it.
Right.
But he was like a black guy. He said he was like a Crip or whatever. So the fucking white guy I knew, who was actually kind of like a criminal, like fucking was enamored by this like black guy that was like, you could be in our gang. Meanwhile, he was like a fucking, he was a joke.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember when I was like, every job I had as a teenager, I had this mentality about like, you fuck the employer, we should all be stealing.
Yeah.
And I would just like announce, like I would steal things from my grocery store job and be like, yeah, of course you steal. Fuck these people.
Right.
And like just getting blank stares from other employees.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. They just don't.
No.
Like you don't think that way?
No. And they really, truly don't.
Nick, you're being a bad team member.
I got told on. At a grocery store job. Yeah, some fucking
by another underling?
By the guy that was fucking old ladies in the
tattled on me. And the manager liked me too. He was like, did you steal? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, come on. And he's like, I would have bought it for you. I'm like, no, don't waste your money. That's what it's about,
man. We're friends.
Yeah, it's nothing personal. He's like, we got to fire you. He's like, I called corporate. I tried to do everything I could. We got to fire you over a fucking candy bar.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Was that the same grocery store where the Mexican guy claimed to be having sex in the back?
Oh, they did not fire him for that.